On this episode of Treasure Trader, Billy Jamieson saddles up and heads west on a hunt for rare Indian relics.
It's amazing how this polishes up, eh?
Delivers a bizarre artifact to a satisfied customer.
How many tails?
One.
One tail.
Meets with a potential new client.
I can't talk now, bye.
And plans a big surprise for Jessica.
My fiance is crazy for this.
We are offering it for $45,000 US.
When I go on these trips, I never know what I'm gonna find.
Billy Jamieson and his fiancée Jessica are in Silverton, Colorado, following a lead to some rare Native American relics.
This treasure hunting, you just never know when it's gonna take you. One minute you're in New York or Paris, and the next minute you're in Silverton, Colorado, freezing to death.
Billy's earned fame and fortune collecting mummies and shrunken heads, but he's also fascinated with North American tribal art. Some of his rarest pieces, Inuit masks and an Ojibwa war club, are valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars each.
This has been used to kill. These are stick figures. These represent enemies killed in battle and scalped. I'm looking for the stuff the tribes used. And it's funny, they call this tribal art, but it was never created as art.
Billy's tracked a collection of Sioux artifacts to the Jerky Safari, a quirky combination of cafe and museum run by Paul Smith.
Hey, how you doing, eh?
Good morning.
Paul inherited the collection from his grandfather.
Wow, so let's start looking around.
It's out. We got it out for you.
Wow.
And it could contain items that once belonged to the great war chief, Red Cloud. Red Cloud fought a war with the U.S. Army that ended in a treaty protecting Sioux lands. He remained peaceful the rest of his life and outlived all other Sioux leaders, like Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull.
I noticed there's a peace medal over here.
Yes, this was awarded to him by the Congress. It's the real deal.
Great. Was there anything else related to Red Cloud?
Well, this black pipe was probably his personal pipe.
But Billy's got a problem.
I don't think we're going to be able to prove the Red Cloud connection, you know what I mean?
I understand.
He can't claim that any of these artifacts belong to Red Cloud without documented proof.
But most of the stuff is over 100 years old.
Old or not, Billy may have come a long way for nothing.
It's not exactly what I expected.
But Paul has dug up a surprise for Billy in his storeroom.
These are the photos that were in with the collection.
Oh, this is cool. See, that's the bag that's right there. And that's probably that pipe over there, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. You know what this shows? There's that Indian pipe bag right there, you know? This is really great because it documents the material.
Billy has got his proof that these relics are real.
The photo doesn't lie. That's gold.
And he's ready to make Paul an offer. But is Paul ready to make a deal?
You know, I wanted to be fair with you, and I was going to think about $45,000.
Oh.
But I meant, when you showed me the photographs, I figured around $50,000. That gives you an idea where I'm at on this. What are your thoughts?
I did promise myself I would think about it.
Billy's heard that one before.
I understand totally, and I expect you to, you know?
And it usually means no deal.
If you decide not to sell it because it's a family heirloom, I understand totally, too. Thanks again.
Thanks again, Bill.
Thank you.
Great to meet you.
Great to meet you, too. I came here hoping to buy an Indian collection. I've made an offer on it. He wants to think about it. I still think there's a good chance he's going to sell me part of the collection or all of it.
Billy and Jessica have to leave Silverton empty-handed. But this road trip is just getting started. Next stop, San Francisco. Billy and Jessica are here for a tribal art fair, one of the biggest in North America. It's a great chance to catch up with their global network of friends and dealers, like Carlo Bella and Michel Gransard. And who knows, maybe buy another rare artifact.
Good piece.
You don't have something to show me?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
But I don't remember where it is.
It's just day one, but Jessica's already spied a piece, a ceremonial Dan mask. The Dan were a warrior culture that lived in the Ivory Coast and Liberia for 3,000 years. Their masks reflect their fierce reputation and a belief that each one has its own personality.
I love it. Don't you love this?
It's pretty nice.
It's a nice price, too. The dealer's asking 45 grand.
It's a little too much money.
Look at the stand.
If it was like 10 or 12,000.
I know. Thank you so much for...
Thank you.
But when Jessica walks away, Billy has a quick secret chat with the dealer.
You can put a red tag, yeah, but she'll think it's sold, but she won't know it's us.
Okay.
Okay.
So now,
Billy wants the mask,
I'm gonna buy it.
but he also wants to keep this deal a big secret. From freezing Colorado to balmy San Francisco, Billy and Jessica are on a Wild West Coast road trip. Right now, they're in San Francisco hunting for rare deals at a tribal art fair. But Billy's put the show on hold. He's got a date with one of his stranger clients.
Hey, Henry.
How are you?
Henry Rosenthal is a former punk rock drummer turned film producer and a collector with truly unique tastes.
I am known to have the world's largest collection of two-headed calves.
People in my business usually specialize, and they specialize in African art, or they'll specialize in South Pacific. I tend to dabble in everything.
And Henry and his daughter Lulu can't wait to open their latest purchase from Billy.
Billy gave me a call and said there was a calf up for auction. And he asked if I would be interested in it. So he made the arrangements to try to acquire the calf on my behalf.
There we go. Well, when I saw this on the cover of a French auction catalog, I just thought of you. Holy shit. It's kind of like Christmas, eh?
I'm excited. It's always a big moment when a new member of the family arrives.
Why two-headed calves?
Well, I'd always wanted one. I'd always been attracted to oddities. I was into monsters as a kid, and so two-headed calf was sort of like a holy grail for me, and I didn't know I would grow up to be a cattleman.
And how many do you have now?
I got over 40 head.
40 head of two. Oh, that's 20 head, or?
Well, you count cattle by the head, don't you?
We're out here so we can get a better look.
Oh,
that's
wow.
so cool.
Two-headedness is a severe example of conjoined twins. It happens when identical embryos don't separate in the womb. In humans, the odds of it occurring are 1 in 200,000.
Get a better look. It's a really nice one. Look at this. How many tails?
One.
One tail. Two spines converging beautifully. Beautiful V back into one single tail.
It's totally blonde, eh? How about you, Lulu? What do you think of having grown up with all these things?
Two heads are cuter than one.
I'll never forget going for a ride in the country. And my son, George, looked out the window and he went, look, a one-headed cow. He'd never seen one before.
It doesn't matter if they're collecting shoes or cars or, bowling trophies. But, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. If you have a passion for something, it makes life a lot more interesting. Henry, thanks for having us, and it's going to a great home.
You made me a happy man.
This roundup is a done deal, and Henry's a happy cowboy. Jessica's off to explore San Francisco, and that gives Billy a chance to wrap up his secret deal for the Dan mask with Leo Vigorelli.
This piece is amazing. I think this is great.
A lot of people say that it's the best piece in the show and one of the most important.
It will make a perfect gift for Jessica if he can afford it.
Yes.
My fiance is crazy for this.
We are offering it for $45,000 US.
It's a lot of money. I'm not trying to insult you. If I said 35,
What about 40?
40,000. Yes, I can do that.
Thank you very much.
But money is only a part of this deal.
I'm gonna surprise her, but I'm gonna come back with her after and just kind of pretend it's sold. With the red tag, she'll think it's sold, and I'll go, oh my God. And is that okay? Okay.
Billy's secret is safe with Leo, and he'll be back to spring his surprise. But right now, they're off on the next leg of their West Coast trip to Seattle, Washington, and a meeting with a new client who wants to buy a shrunken head.
John, this is quite a place.
A work in progress.
Isn't it always, though?
Rock producer Long Gone John helped launch the careers of Courtney Love and Jack White. An obsessive pop art collector, he also owns his own toy company.
Wow, take us through it. Love to see your collection.
Billy feels right at home here. Long Gone's house is just like his own.
I had my home designed as a museum gallery home. And what it is it's my own cabinet of curiosities. And it's kind of a magical place.
And for Long Gone John, it doesn't get any more magical than this.
Hello? It's for you.
I can't talk now, bye.
You do suffer from the collecting disease, eh?
I think I do.
Yeah, there's no cure for us, I always say. There's no 12-step program I've heard of yet for this collecting disease. But a true collector understands it and gets it.
But while Billy chases relics from the ancient world, John is hooked on pop culture.
What are these ceramics? Are these by certain people, or?
They're called psychoceramics. They were made in the 60s. I collected these for years.
Among Long Gone's crazy pop art collection are paintings by artists of the West Coast Underground.
This was a commission piece. The artist is Todd Shore.
This is you and as a pirate and your cats.
This is also Todd's up here, Walt Disney and Salvador Dali.
It looks like Billy's found another perfect client.
There's so many philosophies on why people collect. But you know what? If you really think about it, and this is totally never proven, but everything is collected.
But will a shrunken human head fit into Long Gone John's collection? Billy and Jessica are in Seattle, Washington
Hello?
to meet Long Gone John,
They're called psychoceramics. They were made in the 60s.
an eccentric pop art collector
John, this is quite a place.
who wants to buy a shrunken head.
The collecting disease, there's not really a cure.
And Billy wants to make a new client. While Jessica heads off to explore the backyard, Billy's ready to make Long Gone an offer he can't refuse.
Here, I want you to have a look at something I brought here for you to see.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
I actually came here, I was gonna see if you were interested in buying it. Now that I've seen your collection, it's just impressed the shit out of me. And you know what? I'm gonna give it to you as a gift.
No.
It's a $10,000 gift. A shrunken head from the jungles of Ecuador. Billy hopes it's a good investment. He's banking on a long-term relationship.
My pleasure to meet you. It's like meeting a new friend, you know? He's like-
Likewise.
I think he was totally blown away by the head. He's probably sitting there going, what the heck? This guy just came here and gave me a shrunken human head. But you know what? The key is about being remembered. And, you know, he'll always remember you.
If he's right, Billy's got a new client. But right now, he's in a hurry. He has to pick up another unique piece of art from local dealer Ted Campbell.
Hey, how you doing?
Bill Jamieson,
Yeah,
how are
nice
ya?
to meet you. Here's the piece I was telling you about.
Wow, it looks better in person. That is so cool.
It's a 19th century dentist sign made with real human teeth.
You can see where all the cavities have been filled in.
Yeah. Someone went to a lot of trouble to do this.
It's got a lot of character.
Oh, sure does. I'm fascinated by oddities and curiosities and anything with a great story. Can you just imagine a dentist having a sign like this back then? Like this guy
For advertising,
This guy
he's
is
proud
of his work.
He's proud of his trade. Yep, he's a tooth puller.
I've never seen anything like it.
The sign is another rare and painful piece of history for Billy's collection. And Ted has accepted his $4,000 offer painlessly. But now, Billy's late for a date with a fairy.
We're heading to a place called Friday Harbor. Jessica stayed back in Seattle on this one to do a little shopping. And we're going to look at a Northwest Coast native collection. And I'm hoping to come away with a piece or two. Treasure hunting in the areas that I deal and collect in. Take you anywhere. George.
Hello.
George Fraley. Bill Jamieson.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me into your home.
Welcome to the sunny San Juans.
Dr. George Fraley is a retired dentist and a private collector of Aboriginal art.
I'm constantly getting leads from people on interesting artifacts, and it's amazing. One day, you talk to somebody and they know somebody who knows somebody, and before you know it, you're tracking that person down. I know you have a Bentwood box and any other pieces you think that might be of interest.
Okay.
Billy got a tip that George had some artifacts for sale. He hopes this trip was worth it.
I love the smell of these boxes. What's the smell of cedar?
The natives of the Pacific Coast did amazing things with cedar, from carving masks to bending it by steaming the wood to make boxes. They're very collectible.
This is some old box, eh? I'm guessing like somewhere 1860s, 1880s. These boxes are completely made of wooden pegs.
This piece here is all one piece.
And that's why they call Bentwood Box?
Bentwood, yeah.
Isn't that amazing? You also had an argillite.
Some argillite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple here on the table. You're welcome to.
Also made by the
look
Haida.
at.
Yeah. It's amazing how this polishes up, eh?
Argillite, or black slate, is found in just one place, the Haida Gwaii Islands of British Columbia. The Haida only began carving it in the 18th century, and although modern carvers have continued the tradition, the real prizes are all over 100 years old. Two of George's pieces are new, carved in the 1950s or 60s.
This probably wouldn't be of interest to me. This is too contemporary.
But the other has caught Billy's eye.
The pipe I'm interested in.
That was a purchase from Sotheby's.
And the stem's broken off. This probably was a pipe that come out here. I'm interested in the Bentwood box. I'm interested in both pieces.
Both are vintage artifacts, and Billy's ready to deal.
Have you put a price on either of them yourself?
I prefer to wait for an offer.
I would probably be willing to offer on a box like this. I'd go $9,500. On the pipe, about $2,500. So we're at about $12,000. And I was thinking, you know what? I could go, just to make this a fair offer, I would go to $12,500 on everything. What are your thoughts on the pipe, and might offer $12,500?
Well, I'd hope for a little more.
Billy's come too far to leave empty-handed. This deal isn't done yet.
There is a price for everything I've learned, and everything is for sale.
Billy Jamieson's in the Pacific Northwest, trying to buy some rare Aboriginal artifacts, a Bentwood cedar box and an argillite ceremonial pipe.
So what are we at, 12,000?
But their owner, a retired dentist, is a tough sell.
Well, I'd hope for a little more.
Thousands of miles from home, Billy can't afford to take no for an answer.
I would settle for 13.
See, I'd probably go 12,500 for both, but I'm a little bit, I'd go 10 on the box and probably let you keep the pipe at that.
How about 12,750?
This deal has gone as far as it can go.
Come on, you got
a
that.
deal.
That's a deal, okay.
George, it's really a pleasure.
I'm glad you could get to the San Juans.
When I go on these trips, I never know what I'm gonna find. Sometimes you come away with nothing. Today I came away with a Haida Bentwood box and an argillite pipe. I was hoping there might have been some other pieces kicking around, but c'est la vie.
Billy and Jessica are back in San Francisco. It's the final day of the Tribal Art Fair, and time for Billy to spring a surprise on Jessica.
How are you?
But on his way to pick up the African Dan mask, Billy can't help himself. He spied another relic he'd love to own.
This is an especially good one of all the Ula throwing clubs.
It's a 200-year-old throwing club from the islands of Fiji.
This one has 3 insect human teeth from the victims that it's taken. So it had extra importance, extra power.
What's the price on that?
$3,400.
Are you negotiable? Like, would you consider 25?
Can't do it, though. It'd be
What's
like,
the best you could do?
It'd be like, family price would be like $28.50.
Deal.
Feel all right?
Yep.
Let's do it.
One more deal done, one to go. Billy's asked his friend and fellow dealer Carlo Bella to help spring his surprise.
Oh, it's still here.
Just as he planned it, Jessica thinks the mask has been sold.
What's a pity? You are late. You came late.
I love it. Is it a dealer?
Yes, he's a small dealer. Blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
Handsome, yes.
And she hasn't a clue what's next.
We're taking this home with us.
No way! Oh, you. Oh.
Wow, congratulations. Give us a surprise.
You had any ideas?
Wow.
No idea at all. Thank you.
Oh my God.
You should be an actor.
I am completely blown away. I am. That Billy. I should have known.
It doesn't get any better than this in the tribal art world. Everything turned out great.
I love you. That's the best.